Hi everyone, I'm Sofia Pereira, Public Health Director for the Humboldt County Department of Health and Human Services. I wanted to take a moment today to give you an update on youth sports and our updated masking guidance. This is something public health staff and Dr. Ian Hoffman have been working on for several weeks, working closely with our schools, districts, and local sports leagues. We greatly appreciate the partnership, the time Dr. Hoffman, who is currently out on family leave, has spent on this matter, and greatly appreciate Dr. Kate Estlin, who stepped in at a critical time to move this work forward. The new requirements finalized today will permit individuals in high-intensity indoor youth athletic programs to remove masks during active gameplay if it poses a health and safety risk to the individual. Individuals must wear their masks when not in active gameplay. So in public health, we recognize that masks are an incredibly important public safety measure, an important layer of protection, a term that we've been using throughout this pandemic. And so when removing a layer of protection, we recognize that there's an increased risk. And with increased risk, there is an increased responsibility that is on behalf of the schools and leagues here to ensure that our students and children are safe. So there's three things that I want to touch on around this increased responsibility. The first is testing. So to identify these COVID-19 cases quickly, twice weekly testing of all players, staff, and coaches who remove masks during play or competition is required, regardless of vaccination status. The second important piece is contact tracing. Tracking of individuals tested, including type of test, testing dates, and results are required and will be provided to public health upon request for contact tracing efforts. And the third consideration here for this increased responsibility is for officials and referees. Public health also recommends that officials test if they are removing their masks during gameplay for health or safety reasons, and that schools provide access to testing for these officials as well. We can all do our part to make sure that students are engaging in sports safely. It's important to note that COVID-19 vaccination continues to be strongly recommended for all participants who are eligible, as well as for coaches, staff, and volunteers. Districts, schools, leagues, clubs, teams, organizations, etc., can still require that all participants and personnel be fully vaccinated for COVID-19 if they choose. And here's why it matters. Having all athletes and staff in a league fully vaccinated greatly decreases the risk of transmission among teammates and between teams, and will provide excellent protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death. It will also decrease disruption in team activities, since fully vaccinated individuals are not required to quarantine if they are in close contacts to a case of COVID-19. Lastly, I just again want to express our appreciation for our partnership with our schools and with our sports leagues, with the parents and the families that support our student athletes here in Humboldt County. We all can do our part to protect students and enjoy sports. Thank you so much.